almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. One of those days where I don't have to go nowhere. I was planning to go somewhere, but I'm going to have to go somewhere so I could do some work. Because that's how it is. If I stay home, I'm not going to be able to do no work. I mean, I got some stuff I need to do around the house, but I could do that tomorrow. I want to finish working on this ebook that I've been trying to get done. Just some random thoughts, something like that. And also finish reaching out to some of my elders to talk with them about possibly digitizing some of the information that they have. All right, so we're going to get it started. I'm going to give people time to come in. I would prefer you call in on the line, but I would prefer we won't start really using the line until after. We won't really start using the line until after we do the toast. You know, it's responsibility. Got to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. My toe is bothering me right now, so I'm trying to get that straight. So give y'all some time. Let's go and make sure that we are streaming on all cylinders. I'm sitting up thinking of ways that I can get people to be able to share their content on Gye-Nyame Journey. Also thinking about the next move for Gye-Nyame far as the newsletter, because one of the things I am considering is upgrading the plan that I presently have so that I could do some other stuff. I mean, some dynamic other stuff so that we could take the news magazine to a whole nother level, the Cat N magazine to a whole nother level. Because I'm like, man, I'm trying to tell you, because some of the stuff that is available now, we could take everything out of the realm of what it used to be and move it to where we need it to be, right? Because people are so used to stuff just being, like you talk about a magazine. The magazine no longer has to be just written. You understand what I'm saying? We can adapt the method of the method that we use, just like with anything else. I mean, as far as this digital technology, we could do a whole lot that we couldn't have done before. So let's go and make sure that everything is set on Facebook first. Then we're going to come around and we're going to handle, wow, what's going on here? Something has totally changed on, something has totally changed on Facebook. You know how they be making these changes, right? They make these changes and then all of a sudden you can't do the stuff you used to do. Let's see if we up on YouTube. Hopefully there ain't been no massive changes on YouTube. Send out the black signal as well. Send out that black signal. Black signal has been unleashed. Let's go back to Facebook. Come on. All right, cool. There we go. Let's go over to the Gye-Nyame Journey page. I wish I could have the function where I go directly to the Gye-Nyame Journey page, but it messes up on my this Chromebook. So I don't press it, you know. Kind of glad and blessed that I got this Chromebook. Just figuring out how to master this technology. Because y'all know I've been using Chromebooks since the beginning. When I think it was Lenovo first came out with their netbook. Before they start coming out with Chromebooks, we have been using this type of technology for a very long time here at Gye-Nyame Journey. It's just a matter of mastering it and getting it to the point where we can go on and manipulate it and using the word we want before we have the haters come in and adjust everything, because it's gonna happen, family. I'm just letting y'all know. I just want y'all to be prepared. This is why we set up the black signal, so that you will be able to find out where we are. You know what I'm saying? Because I could text you and let you know what we streaming on, because there are many different ways that we could stream. And I've been experimenting with some and visualizing different ways in which, if I needed to, I would be able to bring information to the fam. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different angles that we could hit, so many different places we could do stuff from now. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of my people will not go outside of their comfort zone. And I kind of understand. You know what I'm saying? But in order for us to really move to where we need to go, in some instances, you're going to have to go outside your comfort zone. So the Black Signal has went out. So we'll be able to get started in a few seconds. According to my stream, we are online on Facebook, on Hatim. We are online at Gye-Nyame Journey Media. We are online on Facebook. We are online at YouTube. We are online on Twitch. We are online on Periscope. So, and I know it's that Imani day. You know what I'm saying? So people laid back like I was, man, because I was chilling. I'm like, man, we got to get to the show. But I've been up for a while. Had a conference call meeting. I'm glad I made it, because usually I be trying to chill, especially on these weekends where I ain't got nothing, because a lot of the young people are out of town at the December reunion. And we want to give a round of applause to all of the family that's up there. I think it's in Chicago for the December reunion. So hopefully they up there. Hopefully they up there getting some good information that they could bring back, some ideas they could share, some motivation, because we got to take this to the next level, family. Because in my life I have a personal struggle at this point in time, because Cleve is struggling with school. And for those that know, Cleve been around, you know, Cleve been with me. I mean, Cleve is my son, so y'all know. But anyway, and it's kind of hard for me to be angry at him about his performance in school. And I know some of y'all are like, what? What? You know, Cleveland been sitting around listening to grown folks bemoan the system his whole damn life. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm trying to keep it all the way real. I'm trying to keep it honest with you. How do I expect him to not, you know, give the education system the shrug? You know, I remember one time he was riding with me in a car, and he heard Dr. Umar Johnson describing his school, and he said, man, that's where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? That's something I'm up there like, wow. He said, yeah, you know, they talking about flying planes and, you know, doing all types of stuff, talking to stuff that y'all been talking a long time. See, because many of us don't, I mean, we got to understand, we've been talking this black stuff, and it's sort of like for a lot of our young people, you know, it's almost as if we're waiting for Jesus to return. You know, that type of conversation where it's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, you know, my son is coming up, and you're like, yo, you know, I kind of expected things to be a little different for us, but it's not. So am I to get mad at him? Or should I be mad at me and my peers and my elders? You know what I'm saying? Because in some form of fashion, we may be letting some of our young people down. You know what I'm saying? Because we have not developed something. And I understand. Y'all already know I understand the reasons. The reasons. I understand the reasons. But still, we got these young people coming up. And I have an impossible task before me that, of course, impossible just takes longer as far as Gye-Nyame Journey is concerned. Impossible just take longer. And we're going to accomplish it. So we'll have that talk. Shouts out to Sister Jill Jackson. Shouts out to Marshall Cheatham. Shouts out to Sister Margarita. Elder Margarita. What's up? How you doing? And shouts out to all the other people that might be tuning in. Thank y'all for joining us for Gye-Nyame Journey. Let's go on and let's get into the introduction. But first, family, let me welcome you to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. And this right here is the segment of the Daily Toast that we call the Toast&Talk Imani. This is where we got time, family. We got time to chop it up. So after we get done with the toast, grab your phones, hit up the black line. Let's get talking. There's certain things we got to talk about. And I think the subject today is, what is the next level for the conscious movement? You know what I'm saying? Is being woke enough? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's cool that we got people that can quote Malcolm. It's cool we got people that can tell us how to read hieroglyphs or meta. It's cool that we got people that could give us extensive dialogues about ancient civilizations. It's incredible that we are in a time where we could connect black to everything. But is being woke enough? Is being able to verbally assault the enemy enough? Is being able to tell our children of their historical greatness in a time of our catastrophic fall? Is that enough? Is self-esteem enough for the black conscious movement? Or is it another step there that we need to touch on? So go on, tell your friends and family. Join us here at Gye-Nyame Journey, where of course there's a Heart of a Simple production. And you know we strive to blow up those old paradigms. So family, grab your glass and get off your ass. And let's toast these ancestors. Let's bring them up in the room and let's have some real talk on this Toast&Talk Imani. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath, man. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Come on, take that deep breath with me. Come on. Now, grab your glass for that water. Get your pitcher for that water. Or lift that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Simple as easy. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now, move your body, drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Come on, loosen that spine. Move your body, drink some water. Move them legs. Family, move your body. Oh. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Now, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors' family. Raise your glass. Drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast. But remember, in Gye-Nyame, we got 4 pillars of health, and they're simply breathe, drink, eat, move. But hey, take your breath, lift and pour. Move your body, hey. Toast your ancestors, drink up. Come on, drink with me. Drink your water. Drink. Drink your water. Take your breath and drink some water. Breathe. Lift and pour yourself some water. Pour. Move your body. Drink some water. Hey. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe. Live. Move. Toast. Drink your water, breathe, drink, eat, move. 4 pillars of health. Toast your ancestors, drink your water, family. Family is being woke enough. That is what we are going to talk about today. Is being woke enough? We got all these woke motherfuckers walking around the community. We got all these woke people. Woke. I'm woke. I'm awake. I'm conscious. I'm at another level. And you know what I'm saying? Is that enough? Is it enough? I'm throwing the question out. I'm throwing the challenge out. We're going to do this toast, and we're going to get into that discussion. Because I am going to dare to say that it is not. It's not. Take it from personal experience, going through it in my life. I got elders that went through it before me. Being woke is not enough. Or is it? What's your opinion on it? Brother Kwame is in the conversation. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. He just going to be typing in today because he has lost his voice. But family, it's being woke enough. It's being woke enough. So now, first, we're about to go on and we're going to get the ambrosia. Hey, that's a different bottle, Brother Hatim. Yep. This is a 32-ounce bottle that I will be doing. 2 32 ounces equals 64 ounces, which is a half gallon. I have to start using these bottles. So the price had to go up on a half gallon. So if you want it like this, these are $10 a piece, 32 ounces, nice designer bottle. Of course, there's a trade-in when you use the bottle up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when you give me the bottle back, you get money off your next purchase. Of course, we recycling here. Gye-Nyame Journey. You know what I'm saying? Brother Kwame say the answer to is being woke enough, being conscious enough. He said, hell no. Thoughts, words, and in capital letters, yelling at Brother Hatim, deeds! Is that how it was supposed to be said, Brother Kwame? I mean, because you got it with an exclamation mark. DEEDS. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, family. Because we are, some of us are the next generation of leadership. Some of y'all are the generation that's coming up after us. You know what I'm saying? Is there something different that we need to be doing? Is being conscious enough? You know what I'm saying? Is knowing the history enough? Is putting to work the spiritual practices enough? Of course, if you've been listening to Gye-Nyame Journey long enough, you already know where I stand on it. I want to know where you stand on it. And I want to know what you think the next steps for it should be. Right? And after we do the toast, I'm going to explain why we're having this conversation. Speaking of bottles and all, my bottle will need another cork top. Brother Kwame, what the hell you do with my cork? Huh? What you do with my cork, my friend? Come on, homie. And you don't, you know, I make arrangements, but you need to go and find a top. Did I get all of your extra bottles? Because you gone and put one of those bottle tops on there for now, you know. But like I said, we got these now. So this is how I'll be doing the half gallons. 2 of these is a half gallon. So this is a quarter. This is this 10. Simple $10. 32 ounces. That it for those that do shots daily. This might get you through about a week, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna open that right now. We're gonna go on and finish our gallons. All right, so we did the coffee yesterday. Let's go on and play with a little bit of that mango. We're gonna do this toast real quick. So those that like to, well, with the tops, honestly, with the cork tops, you can shake it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now with this top right here, you don't shake it up, my friend. You know what I'm saying? If you want to mix it, just lift it like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, gently. But with the cork top, because the cork top pops off, Gina, can you bring the cup so I can show people how to handle the cork top, and I'm going to describe it for Brother Kwame. Can you bring me a couple of those cups? I guess I was too strong. And I tried to unscrew it, and the cork just broke off. I had to take extra measures to get the rest. Well, damn, Kwame, I'm that. You know, I mean, and you had a big cork. You know, you pull the cork, you don't screw it out. You pull it out. But anyway, I got some little cups. Yes, you can make some eggs. I got some little cups that I put over my tops to kind of help slow the ascent of the cork when they pop out. You know what I'm saying? So let's shake it up. You know what I'm saying? A little bit so that we can get it mixed up. Oh, this cork got a little hole in it. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen that before. So this is that mango madness. Put that cork back on. All right. Still active. Long as it bubbles up, it's still active. Gina, you want to put that is cool. Don't worry about it, baby. All right. So let's go on and do our toast. I'm going to pause the transcript while we do the toast because they don't do no mess up the ancestors' names. But that's all that ginseng that's in yours, Brother Kwame, with that giving you that super strength. You know. But anyway, first giving out to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. Remember, by the name you choose to call the creator so that we won't be up here arguing religious tenets. Now, raise our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? From there, shouts out to Miss CeeLo. I see you out there as well. From there, we go into the list of ancestors and those that's been keeping up. I'm trying to learn the list by heart so that when we go out to the woods and I do a show, I don't necessarily have to pull out the books. So I am pretty far on the beginning of the list. I am working to try to get all of your ancestors, all of our ancestors memorized so that I could do a majority of the toast from heart, set an example for the next person that's going to pick up after me in doing these toasts. All right. So let's get it started. First, giving honor to, we gave honor to the creator already. Let's start our list. All right. Calling out our ancestors: Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Tex, Sandra Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Chris Pendergast, Lena, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis. Let me start over. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robin Tex, Sandra Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Chris Pendergast, Lena, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Falar, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Pet Mount Rao, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling, Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Mary McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Ango Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dixon, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Nina Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Nina Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Trisha Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds. All right, pick them up. Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Darrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selva Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Lavina. Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Farham, Danny Jones, Henry Royal, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hagler Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Amistad Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ellen Ohio, Frank Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Peter Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Mimmel, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Alex Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Philly Maneris, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Those boxes are not to be played with, Sasha. I don't know why y'all think everything that's here. Stop playing with it before you break the boxes. Hold on, family. Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Excuse me. Get the boxes up. They're not to be played with, please. Ooh, sound like you getting smart. It's about to be some slap time on Gye-Nyame Journey. Pick it up, please. William Walter West, Nigel Paradis. I'm real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Sorry. William Walter West. No, you don't. You didn't need help knocking them down. Well, hey, stop talking and just do what I asked you, please. William Walter West, Nigel Paradis. William Walter West, Nigel Paris, Delta Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, Depretis Hines, Annas Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannelberry, Wilson Haley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., William Johnson, Wilbur Long, Maya Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Naylan Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Anna Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch. Cleveland! Yeah! Come help your sister. William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, Dave Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr. Tasha, you did it. Stop running your mouth. Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Emma McClendon, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Gray G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Shea, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harrington McKay, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Senior Melly Miller, Housie Hashtag, Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Anita Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Artie Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Leonard Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruth Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Sean Easley, JaVan McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Alver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, and Monte Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Great and wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. Shots out to Ngubaye. Thank you for joining us, sir. We are on Joella Giles, James Carswell, Alberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We have Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damon Top, Stina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Dermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McHale, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Sermon Clay, Leonard Jones, Sally Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner. Khaled is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gantz, Sharifa, Oscar K, Archie Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Munger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Deshandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Al-T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Towton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Justin Carl White, Desi Woods, Taylor Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Wester, Alice Wester, Ivy Wester, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samanda Damon, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Gisella Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Kofer, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, a.k.a. R.J. Lacey, also known as Tooth to Don, Xavier Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Mentor, Mary Smith, Juanita, Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl Williams Duncan Jr., Jana Callahan, Danny Hale, Miko, D. Nice Hill, and Andre Martin. Our ancestral family is growing, which means our power is growing. Family, we raise up our glass, saluting those ancestors, and with that, we give one mighty and powerful Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? For some reason, they're not showing me. Okay. From there, family, we move to the present moment. Family, we just saluted our ancestors, and they represent the past. We now move to the present moment, which is where we stand. We are the now. So we raise our glass to this moment. In this moment right now, we're on Imani. So I'm asking all of those out there, if you get a chance, I want you to find Imani working in our community. Once again, let's get the practice up of looking for our principles in the community. Imani is out there. Find it, take a picture of it, post it up on our Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. Hashtag. Listen, you ready? Hashtag Imani. Hashtag Imani Day. Hashtag Imani Found. Hashtag Imani Baby if you're going to post up the picture of yourself. Whether you are a Imani baby or you just are a baby in love with Imani. Makes no difference. Family, we need to start letting people know, reminding our people that our principles are around us, and we need to start learning how to see them. Because we have been taught to see all the things that are detrimental to our growth and to our advancement faster, and is more prevalent than some of the things that will help us in our progress forward. So we want to take this moment now to refocus ourselves and move into a position of power. So right now, I want to send all of the Imani babies a round of applause. You got it, Imani baby. No, you're not. You're Ujima baby. Cleve is an Imani baby. So shouts out to all of the Imani babies out there. For those that don't understand that, we're going to be doing a video on that. Everything don't need to be broken. It don't. Do anybody else have that issue with your babies? Everything got to be broken and tested and pushed to the limits? Damn. I didn't know. Oh, man. Young childhood is expensive. Damn. All right. But anyway, getting back to my rant about the moment. We want to celebrate those Imani babies. That means that you was born on this day. Not born today, but born on this day. Our ancestors have developed a system by which they are able to identify the character or some of the character traits of individuals born on certain days. We use this in Gye-Nyame. This is something that, of course, some of us are going to study a little bit more in depth, or some of the people in the family could study a little bit more in depth and learn how to use it to their advantage. Learn how we can use this to our advantage, because those that are born on Imani Day have certain qualities that are a necessary tool in the building of a community. All right, so for those that don't know, Imani means faith. Harmony is the monadic principle that we celebrate today. Trust is the principle that we teach in the M7. The color is red, as you can see by my red KN shirt. Gender is the hermetic. Hold on, baby. Gender is the hermetic law of the day. The male name for the day is Kwesi, like Kwesi Cleve. Kwesi. You know, there's a lot of Kwesis in our community. Brother Kwesi Low. And female name Akusua. All right. So, what's up?
Can I make me an omelet?
You don't know how to make an omelet.
Gina can help me.
You gonna help her, Gina? Oh, okay.
You mean?
All right, so we raise our glass. And we salute this moment.
Okay.
We lift it up in power. We lift it up, and we promise that we are going to take advantage of this moment so that we can move towards building a future place for our children. Not only will they have space, but they got time and they got the resources to move our people to the next level. So we raise that glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on. And from there, we move to our future generations. We toast our children in advance, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, we toast all of our relations. And we say, Ashe. From all of our relations, guess where we move? And it's a very simple step. We move over just a little bit. And we're going to do that selfish toast. This is for you. Do you have to do that right by me?
No. Isn't it about to die?
No. That one is.
Yes. Turn it off, please. All right. So, where was I at? Oh, there's selfish toast. Family, what is it that you need in this moment to move towards the greatest you? Last but not least, I'm going to take this time to toast the most magnificent, the most beautiful, the most powerful, the wisest individual in the room, and that's you. I lift up my glass, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and
1,000 years.
Oh, Sasha extended it to 1,000. You know, I keep it at 100, but we raise it up, and I and my son Elijah Joe were born on this day. So shouts out to all of, once again, we want to send shouts out to all the Imani boys. A round of applause. So we have finished the toast, and now it's time to open up the lines. The lines are open. I will send out the number for those that want to call in. The question on the table today is being woke, is being conscious enough. What is the next step for us? What is the next step? You know what I'm saying? Has anybody out there been thinking about the next step of this movement? Because a lot of us are in the know. So what's next for our culture? You know what I'm saying? Or is it really a culture? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might have the wrong label on it. Because last I checked, cultures got to have some type of economics in order for them to exist. All right, but the number is 614 556
4535.
45 by the girl 4535. Say it again for them, ladies.
614-556-4535.
If you couldn't hear them, it's 614-556-4535. It should be popping up on the screen in a second. Call in lines are open. 614 556 4535. So I don't know. There you go.
I boosted it up to 2 million.
So, come on, family. What do y'all think? What's some of your comments? Is being conscious enough? Is being woke enough? I know many of us are already experiencing it. See, because the issue that I am blessed to deal with is because of my children being born to a father, quote unquote, that's in the know. So they hear a lot of stuff from me. They hear a lot of stuff through my broadcast. They hear a lot of stuff through the call-ins. They hear a lot of stuff because they come to a lot of the events, or have come to a lot of the events that have been happening in our community since basically their birth. These girls here were carried on my chest, and Cleve, since he was about 3 to 4 years old, has been coming to me to everything. And the only reason Cleve wasn't coming when he was younger was because Cleve was born in Ghana, right? I didn't adopt him. He mine. I went over there and made him. You know?
Did?
Oh, yeah, I made him. Yeah.
I thought you came here.
No, I made him over there, right? So that's the only reason he wasn't at a lot of the stuff here. But they hear about our frustration. They hear about our struggle. They hear about their enemies and those that are oppressing them. And then we unleash them into these institutions And I have to ask the question, what do we expect? Are there any young people out there or older people who came up in a household that was very conscious? Can you call in and can you discuss with us your challenges? See, because what's interesting, when I brought this up to the collective last week, when we had Brother Bonacci here, you know, we had a lot of talking, but the best...
You want to color, Gina?
Yeah, I made them. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Enjoyed every second of it. Well, almost every second of it. You know what I'm saying? All good things got to come to an end. Boom, boom, boom. All right, but anyway.
Now it's like this. Boom, 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 boom.
But anyway, so I brought up the conversation about Cleve, and one of the best answers for Cleve came from a brother that grew up in a similar situation as Cleve is growing up in.
His godfather.
No, his godfather passed away.
Oh, dang it.
One of his uncles. You know what I'm saying? Won't say no names. If the brother out there and he want to call in and comment on it, because we have dozens of young people that have come up under the conscious umbrella, or the black power, or the black nationalists, or the Pan-African, all of these, whatever you want to know. We got dozens and dozens of kids here in Columbus, if not hundreds of young people that came up under this banner because their family was directly influenced by it, and many of the choices that they made was influenced by it. Can you call in and let us know what is important for us to communicate to the young people that are coming up in this movement now? What are some of the lessons that you take? What motivated you to move through a system that you knew was designed to destroy you? I mean, there's no denying it. We could flower it up all we want. But we know, and our kids know by osmosis, that this is not designed for them. Never has been. It actually, some of our kids may be smarter than us.
I am.
See, I need y'all away from me, please. See,
I'm waiting for you in a weird way.
Okay. Well, cool.
Interrupting you.
Okay. Well, stop interrupting me. It's interrupt. But anyway, you're learning. You know what I'm saying? So, it's being conscious enough, and I would say no, because any system that is developed, whether it has to have a financial base, it has to have an economic base. Stop it, Sasha. I'm not gonna repeat it. Nap time and slap time are very important.
Nap time is not important.
He said no modesty there. You know, so it's being conscious enough. Lines are open, 614-556-4535. Go on, like and share. Make sure if you are joining us on Gye-Nyame Journey, GNJmedia.live, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you like the channel, right? Family, because I'm stressing this to you, right? Because now we have to move in certain ways, and we have to start preparing our children to carry on what we're doing, because now, even though being woke is not enough, from my perspective, it's not something that we need to discard, but there's some elements that we need to add, right? There's an article that I posted up. I reposted it up. And let me go back to the article, because I reposted it up because I wanted to make sure that I covered it. And I'm gonna go through the timeline and see if I can find it. But you know, like I said, if you have comments, post them up. I will read them for you. Read them out for you. We got somebody that look like they might have added some. Is there a Maggie Soto out there? Because I want to know. We have a name on the list that I don't have, and I want to know if that's somebody that you're asking to come into the conversation, or is that somebody that you want to put on the list? Family, I'm always willing to put people up on a list. But hold on, I'm going through my articles. I want to make sure I find the right one. And I might have covered it. I covered it on one of the mornings. And family, don't hesitate to post news articles on Gye-Nyame Journey that you would like us to go over and discuss. Man, this one is way down. I'll be doing a lot of posting. Damn. All right. I'm approaching it. I can smell it. I can smell it. It's almost there. I'm almost there. All right. So now it's buffering. It's buffering. I done went to the edges of my computer's memory now. But anyway, it's being woken up, family. You know what I'm saying? What else? What do we need to add to our movement? What educational components do we need to add to our movement? What cultural norms do we need to add to our movement? What prohibitions do we need to add to our movement? What are the borders of our movement? What provides the economic life? Because for those of you that's been following long enough, you already know the Gye-Nyame Journey. One of the major quests is developing what we call an economic life. Culture has to have an economic life. Territory and economic life. Distinctive culture and language in common. That's the foundation of a nation. That's the foundation of a city. And I'm also going to divide, that's the foundation for a family as well as a culture. Well, I'll be damned. Who's sweet you failed and I'm paying monthly for this shit. Come on now. You got to do better. All right, but anyway, the article that I'm trying to reference was an older Democrat who is concerned about the Democratic Party, especially if Bernie Sanders wins. And one of the statements he makes is that it's about power. Hey, nephew, I totally agree that some of our kids are smarter than us. I really do. Because, hey, I mean, it's like they're not tainted. And they haven't, in a sense, bit the apple. See, because one of the things that I had to come to the realization was that one of the major reasons that I was able to make it through education, the way I made it through was because a lot of my education, I was very ignorant. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was for. And the bottom line was that, in a sense, the education would help me escape who and what I was born into. This is the notion that I had, right? Until I really got an idea of who I really was and what family I really came from and the great people that preceded me. You understand? I ain't just talking about the big names. I'm talking about just looking at how some of my family has survived and getting some of the stories. When I sat down and talked to my grandmother's, my father's mother, Margaret Ellis, and she was telling me how she was able to make a way out of no way in the way that she did. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, damn. I'm not learning that in school. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do I need to know? You know what I'm saying? And shit like this. And I'm understanding my grandparents' struggle, and I'm understanding my great-grandparents' struggle, and I'm understanding what they overcome and what they did in spite of. I didn't know all that before, because the key point was, oh man, you about to get out. When people start finding out that I got a scholarship to Ohio State, one of the first things they were saying was, you about to get out. And for a long time, I never asked the question, get out of what? But the whole thing was about getting and escaping blackness. That was the promise that was given to us, even though it wasn't stated like that. That was the promise. I was supposed to escape the curse of blackness. What's the curse of blackness? Being a contagion to wealth. Being able to accumulate wealth. Being able to know the rules. Able to be allowed interest to the game where through sheer grit, I will be able to rise and make a change for myself and maybe a few people in my family. That shit never materialized because I was always J-O-B, just over broke, just making it. You know what I'm saying? Just going back to Akron after a certain point in time in my life was a burden. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, boom, I'm supposed to be doing good. I'm supposed to be, and then also please understand that when you start following the rules and you start doing the things that has been laid out for you and it don't start working, a depression, anger comes over you. Exactly. Struggled and did not complain. Moi. That's my auntie talking about her mom. Make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? With children. By herself. I'm like, damn. For real? Right? And then you start looking at the history, you start looking at how stuff is set. But being conscious is not enough. Right? That consciousness has to be connected to an aspect of reality that is able to produce. And what do I mean produce? Not just produce more knowledge, because this is the issue. What good is it producing knowledge that don't produce something that you can live off? Because family, I want you to understand, human beings came together not just to survive, but to move up to a point where eventually their progeny will be able to live. So at the beginning of cultures, you have groups of families that came together for mutual protection and mutual survival. Why? Because it was hard out here. As an animal, human beings are horrible. We don't have claws. We don't have fangs. We can't run as fast as most animals. We can't jump as high as most animals. Hell, we got to work extra hard just to catch these motherfuckers. The only thing we could do is run longer than most. Actually, we could run longer than any other animal. And we could throw. Both of these things helped our minds or helped our brains start to grow. And it increased the amount of proteins that we were allowed to get into our diet, which helped us develop a bigger brain. And that bigger brain helped us develop a consciousness. And as we got better, fewer and fewer of us had to focus on the aspect of gathering food. Other ones were able to focus on other things because the community or the group recognized that by becoming a master at something benefited not only the individual, but it benefited the whole collective. So you had people who focused on going out and being able to track things down. You had individuals that were able to go and forage and find the right type of stuff. And from those people who became good enough at it, they gave other people time to think about other things. So now somebody got time to think about, well, damn, instead of just foraging, what would happen if we cleared out a field and took these seeds? Because I noticed these seeds, after we, poop them out, you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't eating nothing but these seeds that a group of these plants grew. So what if we took these seeds and we created an area of land where we could grow? This took the community to a whole nother level. Then another one said, well, shit, there's certain animals out here that we get them young enough, we could go and just start having them have babies right here so we ain't have to go out and catch them. What? You know what I'm saying? So now that developed where the food piece became controlled, and now other people could focus on other aspects of building culture. Other things started to rise because people started having time. This is what I mean about our ancestors left us the gift of time and space, because it takes time and space for things to develop. But in our conscious community, we are not creating time nor space. We're able to sneak the time from somebody else's and use other people's spaces. I'm just saying. And in some cases, use other people's resources. Maybe some, maybe y'all quiet because, you don't want to hear it. You understand? It's like, yo, is it true or is it not? You understand? Is being conscious enough? And the fact that many of us are able to become conscious, and this is going to fuck some of y'all up, because we live in a society that has mastered the basis of survival. Food is cheap. Food is not hard to come by in most cases. So I could do a menial job and come across it. But we have not started dwelling, because check this out. Every culture has a segment of the group that is totally independent from the rest of America. Whether you call it a priesthood, whether you call it in many cases a priesthood, or maybe even scholars that directly work to benefit their group, and the group directly pays them. Politicians that work directly for the group. So I can say whatever I need to say in defense of my group, because I know my group got my back. And the only time I really have to worry, I ain't got to worry about your big dollars, because my group's small dollars, if that's what they got, provides me with a limit. So I don't need, you know what I'm saying? It would be nice to have a bigger car, but my group keeps me rolling. You know what I'm saying? And it's group first. And it will be the ultimate sin for me to betray that trust. Somebody gonna get hurt if I betray them. I don't care how much money you come at me with. Not only I'm going to be hurting this world, I'm going to be hurting the next. So I'm not betraying this group. And for the conscious community, let me say this to you. We do have the motto in our community. I know a lot will be like, the motto exists in the church. The first conscious collective. I'll be honest with you. The first conscious collective. It's just that the consciousness that is being taught is pulling them away from doing the work of the people. You understand what I'm saying? The consciousness of the church has been hijacked. We started sending our ministers and stuff to start being trained by them. And of course, eventually they would start moving the church to a point where we are now. Where either we're talking about a personal salvation, or we're talking about a prosperity ministry, which takes you away from the struggles that your people are in, and saying, look, it's all about the individual. It's all this rugged individualism that's been poured into our community for my lifetime, since about 1965. If we had been using the rugged individual mind state, we wouldn't have survived into the 1900s. Now, because of where the economic system in America is now, we can go on and exist on this whole illusion of this rugged individual because the economic system allows for it. Thank you, Brittany. 93. I am an old man. Very proud of it. Thank you. Next. So call lines are open. 614-556-4535. Once again.
614-556-4535.
Thank you, Sasha Mosh. Thank you, Gina G. Real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Feel free to call in. Join the conversation. Don't be scared. be scared. This is an important conversation because we got to come to the realization. What are we doing all this for? Is it just, in some cases, feel-good moments? You know what I'm saying? Am I hyped up? She said, there's a kid in the background. Oh, that's welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey, baby. Thank you very much, Brittany. All right, Brittany kind of off focus. Anybody else out there? Y'all gonna let Brittany dominate the conversation? Anybody else? What's going on out there, family? What's going on? Like and share. Let's continue discussion. Y'all giving away. What y'all giving away? All right. So I'm about to go on and let me see if I can do some money. We ain't giving away no ambrosia. But maybe she asking a question about the culture. What are we giving away? What can we offer? Just a question. What are we giving away? I mean, because is the information useful? I mean, but you know, like I said, being your Aunt Jill said, "Hi, girls."
Hi.
So, what are we giving away? What are we exchanging for value in our culture? What is the thing? Once again, getting back to the staple. What is the thing? Where my rank beads that go in my cup?
What?
Who took the beads off my cup? Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm sorry.
Beads?
The beads off my cup.
I don't know.
Why y'all got to touch everything? This is real. Somebody touched my cup.
It was probably clean.
Oh.
You was taking your work computers and mommy.
Okay, cool. All right. Jill, we are giving away everything. Dang, Jill hit it on. We're giving away everything.
Who's everything?
And on top of that, we're giving away our children's inheritance. We're giving away our space and time and all of our resources. Your Aunt Georgia say, hi, Sasha and Gina.
Okay. Hi.
I took you out to the meter in Akron.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
The one who does daycare?
No, that's her younger sister.
Oh, I'm auntie.
All right, Brother Kwame, we give away our mental and physical prowess to others that avail them to accrue wealth and leave us reliant upon alms for the poor. Damn, Kwame is hot. Family is best because, like I said, we got a point system, so that when I finally figure out this giveaway thing here, right? It's best to go to gnjmedia.live. Once again, that's gnjmedia.live. Unfortunately, they took my shoes down and the socks because I think they made in China. Excuse me. Because I think they made in China. So that might be a problem. So you can go on and you can listen to us on G&J Media Live and you get in on the because right now, if we go to it and we look at it right now, Brother Kwame, I need somebody to take Kwame down. Brother Kwame is at 5,660 points. He wins all the prizes. He's walking around with Gye-Nyame shirts and Gye-Nyame hats.
I'm gonna beat him.
Gina says she gonna beat him, but you broke your computer.
Yep.
So, and I mean, nobody is close to Kwame except the Restream bot. The Restream bot, we don't even count, but they got 14,180 points. That's the enemy. Watch it. Shit. So I need some of y'all to get on G&J Media Live. I want you to like or subscribe and get in on the game. All right, so let's see. We got some stuff on. Shouts out to Sister Kim. I see she out there as well. You know what I'm saying? What type of stuff can we start focusing on in the consciousness education that we give to our young people that will reap fruit for us. I mean, because there's a lot of people that have great ideas. But better yet, let me shape the question like that. What skills do you feel that you will be able to bring that we could use to bring some finances into our culture, into our consciousness? Because I don't know about anybody else, but it's horrible to wake up and be hungry and ain't no food in the house. That's what's happening to a lot of us. We become conscious and we grumpy because there ain't no food. You know? That's horrible. That's how a lot of us exist. We've been existing in a house, awake, and there's no food. It's not. We have to go and borrow food from the neighbors. From people that don't even like us. Most of us. Now, in cultures now, there will be individuals that be able to go out, but there's always a sense that I can always go back to my group. There's things I could do within my group. You know? But for us, nah. You on your own, homie. You on your own, homie. You by yourself, homie. You know what I'm saying? Because as many people that are conscious in Columbus, a lot of us, we only run in circles, right? With the conscious group, but then we got our other groups, so we don't interact on more of a daily basis. So it's like kind of hard to create a system around individuals that could come and go at will. There's no responsibility. There's no, in a sense, skin in the game. No skin in the game. That's a whole nother piece of the culture piece that a lot of people don't want to talk about. You can't really be about the culture if you ain't got no skin in the game. Right? Notice that in schools. There's no skin in the game. School don't change. The culture of the school don't change because it don't affect you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue living my life outside of this. You know, unfortunately, in the environments I work in, usually I will see these kids or see these parents in some form of fashion in my life. So it does matter what I do. That's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why a lot of people get mad at me. You don't understand. I live in a forest. I live where I may run into these parents and I may run into these young people. I'm not isolated. I'm not in another community. I'm in this community. So I have a responsibility to this community, and I have to make sure that I'm just and I'm fair to this community. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how different policing would be if we did it like that. I wonder how different everything would be if we did it like that. You're a politician. You know what I'm saying? Why not live in the district directly? You know what I'm saying? Spend most of your time in the district of the people that you supposedly represent. But I guess that's too much to ask. And that goes on to a whole nother piece. What is the conscious community doing politically? Man, it's quiet. It's quiet up in am I streaming? Is my signal on? My signal say, yeah, I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube.
Daddy.
I'm live on Periscope. I'm live on Twitch.
Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
What is Twitch?
Yeah, I've been trying to tell you, boy. I'm trying to get you to start learning how to put stuff together. I got a package where I can stream on all those platforms. I know how to do some of the stuff that you watch and other people do. And they text me and said, thank you for putting money in their pocket for your attention, by the way. And they ended it with, you sucker. But anyway.
Daddy,
Oh, you think I'm playing? Okay.
Daddy, you want us to make some noise for you?
No, I don't want you to make no noise for me. I want y'all to get from It's real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey family. This is why I usually try. This is why I do try to do the show early in the morning. Just on these weekends when there's nothing to do and I really ain't got to be nowhere. I'm just kicking back, family. Just kicking back, enjoying myself. Right? So anyway, come on now. 614-556-4535. We have been on the air for 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 55 seconds. At least on Spreaker. Is being conscious enough? Did the article that I want to read pop up yet? What is going on with you? Man, it's some. Come on, Hootsuite. You're so whack nowadays. But is there any news that y'all want to talk about? Anything in particular that some of y'all out there might want to? They are so cute. On them, let's get in on this conversation. Stop pumping their head up. Because they already trying to take the damn show. They keep on talking about how I'm old. I need to get old. I'm not ready to give up the mantle yet. Alright, so maybe we can go on. Alright, cool. Where that article at? I just want to make sure I get that one. We can talk about that article. Once again, the young people went off to Simba. So throw your energies out because they're going to be driving back. Want to make sure they make it here safely. Also, have people tell what their hook was into. All right, Brother Kwame brought up a point. He says he wants to know what was your hook into education. What got you really hooked? For me, it was the ability to read. Beyond the knowledge is the implementation of the principles. Working the principle. Here we go. So Democrats have a culture, Republicans have a culture. It's just different wings of one larger culture, right? Called white supremacy. Democrats, Republicans. James Carville sounds the alarm as Sanders surges in primary. I'm scared to death for the Democratic Party. I want y'all to hear what he talks about, right? Why he's scared to death. Democratic strategist James Carville expresses concerns. This is from Fox News, by the way. Very slanted, but hey, it is what it is. Democratic strategist James Carville expresses concerns. Oh, hold on. Let me send shouts out to the author. Joseph A. Wolfson of Fox News. Democratic strategist James Carville expresses concerns as the Democratic primary race is officially underway, saying he's scared to death of the direction his party is going. Appearing on MSNBC, this was last week, Carville began by pointing to the success Democrats had during the 2018 midterm election and stressed that it matters who the candidates are and what the party chooses to talk about. I agree. I'm 75 years old. Why am I doing this? Because I'm scared to death. That's why. Carville exclaimed, let's get relevant here. All the Sanders people are taking pictures wishing Jeremy Corbyn the best. I don't want to go down that path. The former Clinton advisor slammed the press corps for going AOC crazy over his coverage of Rep. Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat in New York, and pointed to more moderate candidates like former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg and Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democratic Minnesota, who he noted got a lot of votes in Iowa. We've got to decide what we want to be. In our tribe, in our nation. I got you, CeeLo. We've got to decide on what we want to be. This is James Carville to other Democrats. We've got to decide what we want to be. Do we want to be an ideological cult, or do we want to have a majoritarian instinct to be a majority party? Carville continued, what we need is power. You understand? That's what it's all about. Without power, you have nothing. You just have talking points. We have not been acquiring power, family. We have not been moving in ways to gather power. We've been gathering knowledge because knowledge is power, and that's a lie. Knowledge is the key. It's a key to power. It's not power. Knowledge by itself, content is not king by itself. Content is king only if it has servants that know how to use the content that is created. Every king needs to have a group or a source that knows how to work things around this king so that things work. We don't. Oh, thank you. We have some very, very wise and intelligent brothers and sisters that have no power. They have talking points. How do we acquire power? Carville, who previously endorsed Senator Michael Bennet, Democrat Colorado, for president, instead insisted that Democratic donors will not give a popsicle to the DNC with the current state of the 2020 field. A popsicle state. What do we want to be? Nephew, why would you give up what you do? It's called your profession, occupation. Well, because I'm at a standpoint to where, because that's one of those hard questions that we definitely need to talk about. I would give up my profession once I was no longer able to serve my group. When I totally had to follow the instructions of someone who did not have the best interests of my community in mind, I would gladly give up my profession. Now, but where I'm at, a lot of people ain't at yet, because it's like it's about the personal survival and stuff like that. Because, in a sense, having a hustling grandma on, in a sense, both sides of my family, I have discovered a long time ago that things happen for me so that, praying and hustling grandma, that I will be able to find some way. Historically, I've always been able to find some type of way when I have fallen out with that type of thing to move on. I know that something's going to pop up or I'm going to make. Like right now, what I'm doing with the media piece is I'm trying to create an avenue where I can also not only create income just for me, but for the tribe. You understand? By delivering news, by delivering content that people want to engage with, by bringing value to other people's lives, so that Cleve won't have to go that far to look for employment. Cleve can master his skill doing this. Sasha and Gina can master their skill doing this, or adding to what their father has already established. And other young people around us that have these skills, we can start building up something that brings value to our people and other people, anybody, because with Gye-Nyame, we got viewers from all over, all types of people. You'd be surprised who'll be watching us sometime, right? But building up the numbers to a point to where I'm able to create a place where I have an institution that is in support of my culture and my culture's goals, unapologetically, and is able to finance and help other people live so that they can live and be black and be ADOS and be unapologetic about it. So, you know what I'm saying? So, we have to realize that all professions, even though they pay good, are not to the benefit. They might benefit you individually. But what we have to start being able to do is to evaluate and be like, is in our evaluation looking at the fact of whether or not if this profession is really serving my people. And I know that's kind of hard because many of us have been taught it's just about you. Some of us is just now getting to the mindset it's about family. Two, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because it means that some of us are going to have to make hard choices. Some of us is going to have to give up some of that personal space we have. Some of us is going to have to give up some of the cars that we drive. Because the decisions we make will say a lot about us, because this is the issue. No other culture would do things detrimental to their own culture. Like, for example, we know that there is a school to prison pipeline. We can statistically prove this. We can show statistically that there has been a system that has historically, in a sense, re-enslaved us every generation. We can show that, because I have a video that's gonna come up illustrating how America plays Monopoly, how to play Monopoly American style. So we can see that we are in a system that has, where all the resources and all of the big money opportunities have, in a sense, been pushed to the very limits. And now they're saying to you, that's your chance to make some money. Come on now, it's plenty of opportunity for you. You can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So some of us are going to have to make the decision. Is the position that I'm holding serving, or is it detrimental to the group that I represent? This is why I keep on talking about tribe up, because when you tribe up, it makes it easy for you to make those decisions. And in some cases, some of the people in your tribe will be able to put you in a position or help you find that position that you can get in and do the work that you should be doing. I don't know how many people I help. I don't know how, whether it was at one point in time in my life having a place where they could go and sleep and be safe and have a meal, or whether it's providing them with an opportunity to get a job, or even trying to support their business. This has to be a lifestyle, and it has to be more than just knowing more than everybody else in the room. It has to be actions, like Sister CeeLo says, putting the principles in action, living it, wearing it, demonstrating it, sharing it, writing about it, speaking about it. People can see it on you before you even open your mouth. So I see we not going to get no call-ins. So we're going to end the show, and me and my girls got to make a trip. Unless somebody want to have some discussion. Anybody out there want to have some discussion?
Please, somebody have a discussion. Please.
No.
Help me have a discussion. No, we're not.
My daughter's in trouble, and they don't want to go where I'm going to take them. So they asking y'all to call in. So this is the Save Sasha and Gina moment. Somebody call in and save them. Because one of them did something that they wasn't supposed to do. And I think it was both of them.
No,
but it don't matter.
Wasn't.
I'm just saying, somebody knows something. But there's going to be some interrogation going on. We're going to get to the truth.
We're doing homework back here. Even though we don't have homework.
So
We're doing fake homework.
All right, so family, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us here on Gye-Nyame Journey. I want y'all to know that within the next week, we will be shooting out the link so that you will be able to help us raise funds for the Malcolm X Festival. I think it's the second Imani in March. Cleve, Brother Tykees, and a couple of more of the Gye-Nyame brothers and sisters, because I'm going to bring some sisters out too. I'm trying to get some sisters out to come out, young people to come and talk to the elders. If you can figure out what 15 square is, they got a reprieve. I don't think 15 square is going to save them, Brother Kwame. This is above my payroll. Sister CeeLo say, ha ha, discipline time. I'm just saying. But anyway, I told them not to mess with my mama shit, but they don't listen. But also remember, we got the 32 ounces now. We're going to work with this for a while. I'm not going to tell you that.
Why?
Because you might try to write her a heartfelt letter rather than going and getting that discipline.
Oh, well.
Discipline makes life easier. Organize your life.
Okay, I'll get Gina to tell me.
Alright, but
Gina?
well, family, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna finish up this last little bit of ambrosia. This is that mango madness. Alright. We're gonna take some. This is some original. Just original in my nice little carafe. I'm gonna have to get Cleve to wash it out.
I said from Sasha. Sasha, can we switch socks?
You know, I used to be mad
Can we switch socks?
when I stayed at my grandparents' house. Reciprocity is your best friend or your worst enemy. You're damn right. Christine, where do y'all buy those brown bottles? It's called the Wine Shop. Look up Wine Shop. Right, look at Wine Shop. Anyway. Alright. I used to get mad because my grandmother would call me from all the way upstairs on the 3rd floor to come downstairs and give her the remote control.
They just want to check on you. I bet it's all the way right by. They just want to check on you. That's what my capoeira teacher told me.
So I would do that. He'd be like, I ain't gonna never do this to my kid. But every time I get a chance to do something with Cleve or have Cleve do something, I'm calling him. Hey, Cleve, come over here and pass me the speaker.
You told me to do that.
You can read. I mean, I put my kids to work.
Exactly.
It's like having 2 and 3 arms sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Got that extra set of hands.
It's not yours.
Just from your Cleveland, please save your sisters. He said he ain't going, Auntie. You already know what's up. I keep on telling them they be going over there thinking their grandma their friend.
No, we don't. That's our grandma.
Stop.
Oh.
See, there you go. You touching stuff you don't need to be touching. Sit you.
Grandma.
Real life here, Gye-Nyame journey. Oh, she almost got it.
2.
Kwame said, what's 15 squared?
15 square.
Yeah, 15 times 15.
25? No, not that. 15 times.
15 times 15.
I don't know.
Y'all did 25 times 25 around.
It's 625. It's easy.
That's 20. No, so then what's if you could do 25 times 25? Why can't you do 15 times 15?
Oh, it's 50. 225.
She said 225, Kwame. That was Gina. 225.
I don't even know.
That was right.
I'm in 1st grade. They don't teach you that.
They don't teach you that? Brother Kwame taught y'all that. See, this is a whole nother piece, right? Because with what we're trying to roll through with Gye-Nyame at the point where we are now is we're trying to supplement what we do. We're trying to supplement what we do with adding stuff like what Kwame's expertise is. Throwing in the math. So in the future, part of the whole initiation process will be them being able to do things with prime numbers and squaring. There's certain math things that they're going to have to be able to do so that when they get in these math classes, you know what I'm saying, they're already ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's just practice for them, right? Brother Kwame speaks about the hook. What is the hook that we could use? And I'm still trying to find the hook for Cleve. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I understand. Not that I totally accept his reason, but I understand. I understand. That's what saved him from that ass whooping. I understand, Cleve. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if I would have brought this type of shit home, I would have had to run away. I'm so soft compared to the life that I was raised. I don't even know how I would bring something. I wouldn't even bring nothing like that. Out of fear of death. You know what I'm saying? Especially now with my mom, it was bad enough because she might have missed it because she was working on. But at my grandparents' house, I wouldn't even thought about bringing no shit like that. Even though they might not even understood the whole grading system. Bring that shit up in there. So Cleve, you got a lot of freedom. Even though I got you washing dishes and moving stuff around and stuff, you got a lot of freedom compared to a lot of your old school uncles and aunties and shit. Because it was shit. You ain't had no choice. I understand, but I'm gonna still beat your ass, right? Type. That was the philosophy. I feel you. Brother Kwame said, I hated history. Actually, that's probably Cleveland's best class.
Yeah, I like history.
History and social studies. I hated history and damn sure didn't want to explore Spanish history, but linguistics was my hook that got me through. I'm going to tell you what my hooks to education was.
Reading comic books.
Reading comic books. I wanted to learn how to read better so that I could understand exactly what was going on with the comic books that I saw. So I really was attracted to that. And then the later hook on that was looking at comic books and then making the connection between comic books and myths, because in the comic books I started noticing certain motifs. And then when we got into mythology, of course, school was dealing with the Greek mythology. I saw similarities. I'm like, whoa, wow. But I didn't have the adult around me to be like, yo, you know you can study that. You go to college and you can math, you know what I'm saying? You can go on and really, you can create your own thing, Nah, they was telling me you need to go to school and become an engineer because you need to make some money. It's all about money, young boy. You know what I'm saying? You want to get up out this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way you're supposed to do. We worked hard so that you can escape this life that's out here as this neighborhood go bad, rather than telling, you got a responsibility to bring your ass right back here. You got a responsibility to take your grandmother's and grandfather's house and add on to it.
This is for Grandma.
Okay.
I made it.
Yeah. Which also, Brother Kwame said, which also got me to pay close attention to the Moorish influence in Spain. Anybody else out there? What was your hook? What was your hook in education?
What?
Kwame say mythos was also a hook for me.
That's hilarious, dude.
Damn, this is good. Now, one of the reasons I went back to this top right here, is that it allows for the pressure to build up so that you can get a nice pop. So I pray that it won't mess up my computer and my phone, but watch. Love it. I love it. See the smoke? Blew the whole damn thing off. Christine Lowe, reading, spelling, and English. Hated math. But what was the hook? Why reading, spelling, and English other than you had to be at school? Because there was some hook that got you to go on and be able to pursue it at a level to where you would be able to take it on to a higher level. You understand? That's his question. What was the hook that got you to be like, all right, shit, I got to do spelling? Or was it just because I had to do it and I figured I found something that I liked and I worked with it? Knock that whole top off. Love it. Go and put that back. And this type of glass is high pressure, so you got a lot of pressure to build up. And I'm not filling it all the way up to the top because I found out that actually I was giving people extra juice.
Extra?
Yeah. Extra.
For free?
Yeah, for free. About $1 extra.
You know what I'm saying?
So, no, just with the gallon bottles, because if you look on the side of the gallon bottles where it say gallon at, that's where the gallon mark at. And it's always a little space at the top, which kind of helps prevent it building up and being able to explode out the top. So I leave a little bit of space in that nose so that the pressure could build up, but yet and still the whole bottle won't spit out. I used to try to fill it all the way up to the top. I ain't doing that no more. Christine Lowe, love school, strong correlation between English and mathematics, or more specifically between language and mathematics. Feel free to join the conversation, family. And go to G&J, go to G&J Media Live. GNJmedia.live so that you can go and get your points. Get your points up. Compete with Brother Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Kwame ruling the board. He got more discussion time than me. How you do that? What mathematic magic is that? Mathematical witchcraft is going on that the man can have more time when I stream through the very channel that he's beating me up on? How? What it is, the better you are able to understand language, the better you can decipher what is being asked for in math. Never thought about that. There is a low battery. Why not put it on the charger?
Why you keep turning it on?
Real life here, Gye-Nyame. I'm about to get up out of here once again. This is the third time. Usually third time is the charm. Friend, I want to thank you for joining us, knowing that you're standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority.
The place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media.
Of course, you know this is the Daily Toast, and this is the Toast&Talk Imani. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and you know that is a Heart of a Simple production. Shouts out to CeeLo's closing statement. Nope, that's when math got bad when they added letters to the problems.
I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna What? What?
She said that's when math got bad when they added letters to the problem. That is math though. That's stop.
Jana! Put it over here.
Alright, I'm out. Peace.
I'm under it. Hey, make it cold. Make it cold.